Welcome back. Good morning, one and all. In today's lecture, we'll going on the different resisting forces on conveyor belt. Yesterday's lecture, we have covered types of the conveyor belt. Today, we'll see the details, different resisting forces on the conveyor belt. Okay, resisting forces are denoted by the F. Okay, first is there is a load resistance due to the lifting of material. This is denoted by the F suffix M. Second is a frictional resistance due to idler. We are using the idler. We want to calculate the frictional resistance. It is denoted by the FR. Then frictional resistance at pulley. We are using the different types of the pulley. Snub pulley is there. Okay, we want to find out the frictional resistance at the pulley. Okay, remember that it is denoted by the FP. Resistance at loading station. This is denoted by the FL. And frictional resistance at unloading station, FU. And frictional resistance at cleaning station, this is denoted by the FCL. We'll see the one by one. Okay. First is a load resistance due to the lifting of the load. This is denoted by the FM. Okay. Guys, see this figure. We have already explained. Okay, each and everything. Then how to calculate the load resistance due to the lifting of the load. Okay, is the resistance due to the lifting of the material against the gravity. Okay, load resistance due to the lifting of the load. This is the lifting of the material against the gravity. Then say when the material is loaded on the conveyor belt, then there is some force is act on that material. This force is divided in the F1 and F2, and there is some angle is made by horizontally. This angle is a alpha is there. Okay. Already we have seen, if you have resolving these forces, okay, then see F1 is equal to W sine alpha. You know how to use the trigonometry. You have learned in the mathematics subject how to resolve the forces. This is the total length of the belt. H is the height of the material loaded on the belt, height through which the material is filled, or we can say the lifted, okay, from the horizontal distance. Okay, already we have seen this. Then how to resolve these forces? F1 is equal to W sine alpha. Okay, if you have resolved on this side, F2 is equal to W cos alpha. And if you resolve on this W load, if you have calculate, then you will get the mm into G into L. What is the mm? Already we have seen material carried by the conveyor per unit belt length. Okay, material carried by the conveyor per unit belt length means this is nothing but the capital M by small v. Again, what is the capital M? Capital N is the capacity of the conveyor, or we can say the mass of the material carried by the conveyor. Mass of the material carried by the conveyor. And V is the belt speed. Then you will get the formula. See, F1 is equal to W sine alpha. And similar way, we want to calculate that Fm is nothing but the load resistance due to the lifting the material height H. Okay, then you will get again same value. Fm is equal to W sine alpha. We know the value of W. W is equal to mmgl. Put this value in this equation. You will get the mm into G into L is there. But when you calculate the Fm, then you have to consider the height. Okay, height through which the material is lifted. Okay, alpha is nothing but the angle of inclination of that belt. Okay, then you will get the component along the belt. This Fm value you will get the mm into G into H. Okay, all of you getting? You should remember this formula. This component is along the belt, but in the direction opposite to the belt motion. Okay, belt motion is here and this direction is opposite to the belt motion. This component is known as a load resistance due to the lifting the material. Okay, all of you getting? You should remember the formula, no need of the derivation. Okay, then second one is a frictional resistance due to the idler. Okay, frictional resistance due to the carrying run. First, we want to the calculate. Second is given frictional resistance due to the idler. But we want to the calculate the carrying run. It is denoted by the FCR. Carrying run is denoted by CR, and frictional resistance is denoted by the FCR. Okay, see this figure. Okay, when the belt is moving over the carrying run and return run. Okay, there we have seen this belt is running to here is a carrying run and this is the return run. Okay, there are two runs idlers we are use carrying run idler and return run idler. The idler offer the frictional resistance, okay, when they are moving, okay, to the motion of the belt. Okay, all of you getting? The idler offers the frictional resistance through the motion of the belt. Then we want to the calculate the total frictional resistance due to the idler. Okay, FCR. Okay, FCR. How to calculate this? There is one derivation again you have to given. You have to calculate the vertical load on each carrying run idler. Okay, you will get the formula. Then you have to calculate the reaction between each carrying run idler, okay, of the belt. Again you have to calculate the frictional forces between each carrying return run idler. Okay, all these things you have to calculate, and finally say you will get the L is equal to TC into ZC plus 1. Okay, this is the total length of the belt is given. Okay, L. See, TC is the pitch you have given and ZC is the number of idler. You have to remember that how to calculate that length. Okay, and finally you will get the formula FCR is equal to FC. FC is nothing but the frictional factor. Okay, this is the friction factor is given. Then how to calculate that friction factor? You have given the one table. We will see that table details. The before going on that, you know the formula FCR is equal to FC in bracket mm plus mb plus mi zc divided by L into GL. Okay, mm you know the mass of the material per unit length. Okay, this mass of the material per unit length is given by the conveyor. Okay, mb is nothing but the mass of the belt per unit length. Okay, this is given in kg per meter. Then mi is nothing but the mass of each idler. This mass is given in kg. Okay, remember that. And zc is nothing but the number of carrying run idler. Number of carrying run idler. Okay, and what is the g? G is the gravitational force and L is the length of the belt. You have to calculate that. Okay, you have to calculate that with the help of that formula FCR value. Okay, this frictional factor sometimes this frictional factor is depend on the grade of the service, or we can say the service condition. Okay, there are two idler. One is the straight idler and second is a trap idler. For straight idler you will get the different friction factor than the trap idler. Okay, remember that. Here is a one table is given. What is the frictional factor? If you have given the grade of service is light, then see here is a service condition is indoor, dry is dustless is there. Then if you have given the straight idler, then what is the frictional factor? 0.018. Okay, and trap idler is a 0.020. For moderate, heavy and severe. Okay, you have to remember that conditions, service conditions, and choose the friction factor from the given table. Okay, next type is from that frictional resistance due to the return run idler. we have seen for the carrying run idler. Okay, for the return run idler, this friction factor is denoted by the FRR. Guys, tell me, is there any material on the conveyor when the belt going to the return? No, right? The mass of the material carried by the return run is 0. Okay, this mass of the material is a 0 in the carrying run, return run idler, because there is no load acting on the belt. Then mm value is 0, then you will get the formula FRR is equal to again FC, this friction factor, into MB plus MI ZR divided by LR. MI ZR divided by LR, return run idler length is there, okay, into G into LR, into G into LR, length of return run idler is there, it is denoted by the LR. We are consider this length only, return run idler, okay. LR is there. Okay, all of you getting what is EMI, mass of each idler, what is ZR again, the number of return run idler. Same thing is here. We have seen the number of idlers for the carrying. Here we are taken the number of idlers for the return run idler, right? Here we have taken the L length of the carrying run idler, and here we are taken length of the return run idler. This formula you have to remember. Okay, all of you getting, this is the frictional resistance due to the return run idler. Then next is a frictional resistance at pulley. Okay, we are using their snub pulley, F suffix P is there. See in this figure that frictional resistance at pulley is the resistance at pulley bearings. Pulley bearings. If you have calculate again, see this is the pulley. Okay, we are consider this pulley and the load acting on that pulley. We are consider F1 and F2 load is acting, and we want to the calculate the load acting on that pulley. Okay, with the help of WR. Okay, this is the diameter of the pulley. Okay, and diameter of the bearing. Okay, then see total frictional resistance at pulley due to the bearing, due to the bearing. Okay, this formula you have to remember, Fp is equal to epsilon into F1. Okay, epsilon into F1. Okay, you should remember this formula, this is very important formula. Fp is equal to epsilon into F1. Okay, what is the epsilon? This is the angle of lap factor, angle of lap factor. Okay, then how to calculate that angle of lap factor? Yes, anybody? This epsilon is given for the angle of factor or snub factor of pulley. This is 0.02 to 0.03 if the angle is less than 90 degree. Epsilon is given 0.05 to 0.06 if the angle theta is less than 90 degree or less than 180 degree. These conditions are given, you should remember the conditions. Then next one, resistance due to the loading frictional station. Okay, loading station is there. Okay, we want to the calculate, there are two stations we have seen. Okay, first resistance due to the loading station and unloading station. For the loading station we are denoted by the F suffix L. Resistance at loading station is the force belt has to apply on the material at loading point. Where we are loading the material, there that load is act. We want to the consider that point so as to accelerate it from initial speed. This Vi is the initial speed to the belt speed is a V. Belt speed is a V. Then you know the M is the mass capacity of the conveyor, or we can say the mass of material carried by the conveyor. Okay, V is the belt speed and Vi is the component of incoming material velocity along the belt line. Okay, along the belt line, component of incoming material velocity along the belt line. Okay, that velocity you have to check. This is denoted by the VI, incoming material velocity component along the belt. Okay, all of you getting? You have to remember this formula. Then there are again frictional resistance at unloading station. Okay, there are two stations, unloading station and loading station. Okay, friction resistance at unloading station is denoted by the Fu. Is the frictional resistance due to the unloading by plow. Okay, there are we can use the plow, or we can when we use the plow discharge. Okay, plow discharge, then you will get the formula Fu is equal to 3.1 to 3.6 mm into GB. Again, what is the mm? We have seen mm is nothing but the material carried by the conveyor per unit belt. Okay, per unit belt length. Okay, this is given in kg per meter. And what is the capital B? Capital B is the belt width, G is the gravitational force is there. Okay, you have to know the value of this. Okay, if you are using the plow discharge. Okay, all of you getting? You have to use this formula. Next, last is a frictional resistance at cleaning station. Frictional resistance at cleaning station. Okay, then see, if you have, this is denoted by FCL. FCL, if there are two types of the cleaning. First is with the help of plow, and second plow type, and second is a brush type. Okay, we have seen the brush type. When we want to clean the belt outside and inside, then we are using the brush type. Also, if you want to clean the belt outside, then sometimes we are using the plow type. Okay, it is a resistance offered by the cleaning device. Then how to calculate that? FCL is equal to KCL into G into B. Okay, you should remember that formula. KCL is using for the plow type cleaning device. Plow type cleaning device. Okay, this value in between 30 to 50. You have to choose the KCL value is in between 30 to 50. And if you are using the brush type, then you have to use KCL is equal to 2 to 6 VB for the rotary type brush. This is rotary type brush is there. What is the VB? VB is again circumferential speed of the brush. Okay, circumferential speed of the brush. Okay, all of you getting how to calculate that 6 different frictional resistance for the belt conveyor? See what we have seen. There is a first is a frictional resistance F is resisting force. Okay, this load resistance due to the lifting material, Fm is equal to mm into gh. You should remember the formula, no need of the derivation. Then second is a frictional resistance due to the idler. There are two types of the idler, carrying idler and there are a return run idler. The formula is Fc for carrying idler, Fc into mm plus mb plus mizc divided by L into G into L. For return run idler, this Fc, this mm is 0, because there is no load on the belt. That's why this value is 0. Another formula same, you have to change only that length of the carrying idler is replaced by the length of return idler, and this ZC is replaced by the ZR. Okay, this is a number. What is the ZC and ZI? Number of carrying run idler and number of return run idler, and Mi is the mass of each idler. Okay, this is given. Okay, then next is a frictional resistance at pulley. Frictional resistance at pulley, you should remember Fp is equal to epsilon into F1. this epsilon value angle of lap factor of for pulley is given 0.02 to 0.06. You should remember that. Okay. Next is the resistance at loading station. This is the FL. FL is equal to capital M into V minus VI. What is the VI? This is the initial speed, and V is the final speed, or we can say the belt speed. This is the initial speed, and this is the belt speed. Okay. This component of incoming material velocity along the belt line, this is the VI, and V is the belt speed, and M is the mass of material carried by the conveyor, or we can say the capacity of the conveyor. To calculate that capacity of the conveyor, you know that. Okay. And there is again you will get the next one, frictional resistance at unloading station. Frictional resistance at unloading station, Fu is equal to 3.1 to 3.6 mm into GB. Again mm, material carried by the conveyor, remember that, per unit belt length. Okay, material carried by the conveyor per unit belt length. What is the capital B? Capital B is the belt width. This is given in meter or mm. Remember that. This is the gravitational force. And last is a frictional resistance at cleaning station, FCL. Okay. There are two for the cleaning we are using, say, claw type cleaning device or rotary brush type cleaning device. Then you will get the different value for that KCL. Okay. If you are using the claw type cleaning device, this value is a 30 to 50, in between 30 to 50. If you are using the rotary brush type cleaning device, then this value is a 2 to 6. 2 to 6 VB is there. But standard formula is there, KCL into G into B is there. This is the, you have given the different resistance forces on the conveyor belt. Okay, all of you getting? Then numerical part is remaining. We'll start that numerical part in the next lecture. We have covered all theory part, all the bit from the unit number 3. Okay, you have to revise that. Okay, very simple unit is given. You should remember some formulae for the frictional resistance. You should some formulae for the power required for lifting load through the height H. Okay, you should remember the formulae for the capacity of the belt conveyor, for the horizontal belt conveyor as well as inclined belt conveyor. Okay, that factor value you have to choose from the table. Table is allowed for the examination. You have to choose that value from the table, but you have to check the application and choose that value. Okay, next lecture we will see the remaining part, or we can say the numerical from the unit number 3, and we will cover that unit number 3. Okay, with the help of numerical. Okay, today we will stop. Next lecture we will see the numerical. Thank you.